Howdy folks, aloha from Kauai. I am here at Polihale Beach on the western side of Kauai. Pardon me while I remove a few thorns from my sandals. These things are all over the place around here. So over there is Polihale Beach. The reason I'm not walking along the beach there is so that you can actually hear me, because it's windy there, but I'm going to walk up to the cliffs up here, and hopefully by the end of this video then I'll get up there and get a nice shot of the cliffs and of the beach there. So I've been up on the north shore of Kauai for the previous 2 weeks of my trip here, and decided to come down to the south shore to get a little more sun, because this is the drier side of the island. So 2 days ago then I took the bus down to Lahui, the largest town on the island, and the place that you have to go to get camping permits, and got my permits one night at Salt Pond Beach Park on the south part of the island, one night here at Polihale, and then 2 nights back at Salt Pond. So yesterday morning I wake up at Salt Pond Beach Park preparing to get ready for getting out here, and I knew that it was going to be a little bit of an adventure getting here because it's a fair drive and the bus doesn't go all the way here. So I get up, pack up my tent and my other stuff, and I'm all packed up and go to use the bathroom, and then it starts raining, and it turns into a full-on hardcore torrential downpour for a good maybe just 30 minutes or so, and then it blows over. And so I was thankful that this happened after I'd gotten my tent packed up, at least, so that I wasn't packing up a wet tent. So it looked like it had blown over, so I headed out with my stuff and started walking to the bus station, where I would then catch the bus that would get me a fair amount of the distance here to Polihale. Now, I decided to go to the library. I hadn't checked internet or uploaded any videos or anything in several days, and I knew that there was a library right there. So here, I'm going to get a little shot of the walk here. And so I decided to go to the library, which was quite close to the bus stop there, and make use of the internet just for an hour or something, and then catch the bus so that I would get a relatively early start on the day. But in the course of that hour, the rain came back, and so I decided to wait another hour. I knew the bus left from there at the same time every hour, and so I waited another hour. Still raining. I ended up at the library about 4 hours and looked outside considering catching the next bus. It was raining, and then 10 minutes later I decided to look again, and there was a break in the rain, it looked like. I had just enough time to shut down my computer, get out of the library, walk the little ways to the bus stop and catch that bus. So I decided, all right, it's time to do it. It was 3:30 at this point, and it gets dark a little after 6. So that was leaving me kind of scant amount of time, because there was going to be a pretty big stretch of road that I was going to have to either hitch or walk. So I went for it. I got out of there, caught the bus. Now the last town is Kekaha, and then from there it's a good maybe 12 or so miles to Polihale Beach, and there is a military base along the way, and fortunately it turned out that the bus goes to the military base and will drop you off there. So that got me a fair amount closer. That got me, I wasn't exactly sure, that's the thing, somewhere between 5 and 8 miles from Polihale. So the bus drops me off, and by then it's after 4 o'clock. So I'm not sure, I'm going to start hitchhiking, but there isn't all that much traffic coming out here. And so for all I know, I might end up walking the whole thing. And if it was an 8 miles, then that's going to be several hours. I would be getting here in the dark. The last stretch of the road, check out these views, getting really awesome. So the last stretch of the road to Polihale, the last several miles, are dirt and can be very muddy going, and so that would have been pretty intense hiking that, especially in the dark. But things worked out. I got out on the road after the bus dropped me off. I started walking. I was about to pull out my camera and start explaining my general situation and kind of telling the story that I'm telling now of what got me to that point, and chronicle my trip getting out here, whether it was hiking or getting a ride or what. And I was sort of putting off getting my camera out. I was hiking along, and I look back behind me. 2 cars are coming. And so I turn around, stick out my thumb. The first car passes, the second car pulls over. It's a couple in a minivan, and I knew as soon as I saw them, I was like, those guys are going to Polihale, definitely. They just looked it. And sure enough, they were going here. So I got a ride all the way here. Didn't hardly have to hike at all. So I really lucked out there. So Polihale is on the western side of Kauai. Here we're looking at the very beginning of the Nepali coast cliffs. Pali means cliffs in the native Hawaiian language. So these are the Pali. So it's this just wall of sudden cliffs, and then stretching off in this direction is just this flat, long beach that goes for like 20 miles or so. So the Nepali coast goes from here 15 to 20 miles or so around this side of the island, and there's no road along it because of these cliffs. There is a trail, however, which starts from the far end of the Nepali coast, the other side, and I was just there a couple days ago. I just posted a video, or I just finished editing a video, which I'll be posting next, of my hike along the Nepali coast, just partway along the trail there. The trail goes 11 miles to a campground that is sort of midway along the Nepali coast, and after that there's no trail even to get from there to here. So you can't hike from here. I mean, you could try to get up one of these valleys or something, a little ways at least, but you can't make the whole trip along the Nepali coast from here, even by hiking. And the only way to get to the other side there is to head back down this road this way, wrap all the way around the island, and then get to the end of the road a bit. So there you go, that's the deal. Now I'm going to walk on over to the beach and show the view and get some more shots of these amazing cliffs. So I just spent last night here. It's 10:30 or so in the morning now, and so I'll be leaving later today and heading back to that Salt Pond Beach Park. So things are up in the air once again as far as how I'm getting out of here. I'm just going to explore around a little bit and then head out within the next couple of hours. Oh, so one thing I forgot to mention was last night was a fun evening. I got dropped off by that couple, and it started raining, but there's a pavilion there, and there were a couple other folks, campers there, and so I went and hung out with them. Nice folks, ended up talking quite a bit, got a break in the rain, went back and set up my tent, and then went back and hung out with those guys for several hours, and just shooting the travel tales and whatnot. Anyway, here we go. Amazing shot of the Polihale Beach. It's actually Barking Sands. I forget exactly. Part of it is Barking Sands, and then maybe it merges into Polihale Beach. But anyways, Polihale State Park and the Nepali coast. Well, I'm all packed up here, as you can see. Took down my tent and everything, and I'm heading out from Polihale. It is early afternoon. Things are pretty quiet, as you can see. Not a lot of traffic out here, but there will definitely be people going back. There were quite a few cars parked along the beach there, and I'd say pretty good chance people will be picking people up, so we'll see what happens. In the meantime, just enjoying the hike here. The weather is perfect. Sunny, but a little bit of a breeze to help cool things down. And so I'll just hike for a bit, as long as I feel I got the energy, and then maybe take a break if I haven't gotten a ride yet, and just take a seat and see who comes along. But I have all day, no hurry or anything. I am staying back at Salt Pond Beach campground for the next 2 nights, so just got to get there, whenever I get there today. So just going to enjoy this nice sunny weather and a peaceful walk down the dirt road in Hawaii. Take care. Got someone coming along here. See if I have any luck.
Where are you headed?
I'm going to Kalaheo ultimately, but if you're headed to Waimea or Kekaha or going back that way, cool. Thank you very much. This door is locked. Awesome, appreciate it.
No worries.
Where are you from?
Well, it's one of those questions with multiple answers. I'm from Northern California originally,
Oh yeah.
but I was working in Canada. I'm dual American-Canadian, and flew out here from Portland, which is kind of my home base. So that's the fairly short answer. How about you guys?
We're from Canada, from British Columbia.
Oh, okay, where?
Up by, have you heard of Kamloops?
Yep.
We're
Yep.
about an hour north of Kamloops.
Yeah, that's a transfer point for the bus. So I was there. I came down. I was working in Jasper.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I came down by Greyhound and had a wait in Kamloops, and
If you came down from Jasper, you'd have came right by where we live, sort of.
oh, okay. It's a little town along the way or
Yeah,
something.
barrier it's called.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't.
Town to where we're at. We live out in the country, kind of, I guess.
I see.
20 miles off the beaten highway.
Yeah, cool. All right, well that worked out. They dropped me off right where I wanted to go, across from this taco place that I'd been thinking about back at the beach back there, and then the library that I'm going to go use the internet at is just a 5-minute walk down there. So that was pretty sweet.